Yeah! Thanks for coming out this great Thursday. Let's do the old school stuff. Thinking about my baby. 10 people. So let's just relax and enjoy the sights as we have a wonderful song coming on. Great song. Deep song for me. And this is the acoustic version. Where are you at?
I think that I made up my mind, but you've been there for quite some time.
You know it.
I'm guessing that you know by now. It's nothing that I have to hide.
Whoa.
But we got so far. We could be more than we are.
Listen. Bob and Nick.
Waiting on you to say the word. So if we're making our moves, let me make mine first. I can tell that you're ready, baby, so right.
The NorCal connection right there. So I know. But as we're waiting some more people to come on, got a great guest. Hopefully, every time I've tried to come on with this gentleman, we've had rough connections. We briefed it out on her before. We'll see how it goes. But got some other stuff from you, straight from the California Senior Bat Company. Buddy. Yeah, so if you're unaware yet, our new shipment has came in, and I will be having the Enforcer. Check it out. Big man right here. Swinging the new Dennis Shrum bat. The Enforcer.
I just wanted to, give a little intro in this bat that I didn't really cover in the review. Something that really stood out about this bat, man. Like I said, it's a 1/4 ounce end load. Very easy to swing. For you guys who are looking for a bat that you can have a ton of pop with and still not feel too heavy.
Cutting the ball well is big man.
A good option for you.
And hitting the Jumanjis too, man.
They put a date of birth on the bat.
Date of birth.
It shows you when the bat was made. So instead of figuring out if it was a first batch or second batch, based on the serial number, it says it right on the handle. This bat was produced, I think, February 2nd. So kudos to California Bat for another small detail that can differentiate the batches out there. All right, check out this.
So that is something that we did with our bats. Is what we did was we made it so people aren't confused or trying to make a bug. Talk. I mean, not everybody out there knows. So at least visually, anybody can see when it says DOB, date of birth. Because a lot of people who buy bats, and then some of you guys that get scammed, like the old Dudleys and different bats, they got serial numbers. And the serial numbers dictate first batch, second batch, whatever batch you want to call it. So with us, we are the player's bat, made by the player, for the player. Jay Proc, that's a new shirt we got to put on the back. The player's bat, made by the player, for the players. And we think about it in all aspects, all facets. You know what I mean? The ABI talk. So the DOB, so anybody who doesn't know much about bats and stuff, you can easily see date of birth. So just recently, we thank you again. We have our first batch of our little Mexican bats. And the difference between the new, the one that we just got now opposed to the first is just, we got kind of like the shinier red color. It's more of a glaze kind of color, as well as the date of birth. But for the most part, you're getting the same bat. And if you don't believe me, any of you Chihuahuas out there this Sunday, I'm hoping to go live hitting on a baseball field where I'm going to rip out of the wrapper a brand new second batch date of birth February 1st, 2023, little Mexican bat in a baseball field swinging senior balls. And I'm going to compare it with a bat that I'm recently breaking in. But the bat that I'm breaking in right now approximately got about 100, 120 swings. So you're not going to get quite the same effect. But the thing is, when you watch people go live and you're trying to see how good a bat is and stuff, one thing that I've always done when I've had the opportunity is because I think about you guys. And, I think about being that player at that time. So what I'm going to do with the second batch of little Mexicans, as I've done with a lot of my testing, when I was swinging them for Proton, swinging them for Los with Onyx, as well as big man Stacy Darden in Homeworks in Texas, I always pulled them out of the wrapper. So there was no joke, not trying to understand anything. At least I can't prove that the bat's not shade. But actually I can't prove the bat's not shade. Because if I'm going at this route, you can see this part around the bat. So when you know that's going in that nature, then you know it's not shaped. Okay. But that's something I like to do. And I've been combing around and looking through a lot of people promoting bats, trying to sell bats. And I don't see too many people do what I do. And that's ripping the bat out of the wrapper. Okay. And obviously I show you, and with the date of birth, you get a better feel. But for the most part, you see me swing this Bad Motor scooter out of the wrapper. And this Sunday, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be swinging I'm going to go live for you again, swinging a Dennis Shrum Enforcer bat. And besides the Enforcer, I'll be swinging little Mexicans. We also have the second batch coming. If you notice that one time I came on with JBI, this is the actual bat that I pulled out of the wrapper. And that was what past October, almost 6 months. Oh no, that was 5 months. 5 months, 6 months, 5 months. But little Mexicans, and as you can see right here, this bat finally went. I let a lot of people swing. I would say this bat got me about 1,000 swings. I swung it a lot in BP, let different people, different swings and etc. swing the bat. And here we are once again, almost 6 months. When we did that live out there at Maydew, it was me, Proc, JBI, and our fan in the dugout, enjoying it. Almost half a year. So next thing I'm going to show, Big Man here gives you a little synopsis of the new Dennis Shrum bat. So I'm going to end this excerpt with him doing that.
Bat Enforcer, Dennis Shrum. We got this in a 26 ounce, 12-inch barrel. My man Ken Bruno came up, said, yo, you gotta try this bat. I saw my teammate Scobie had it. So before I get into anything, what's up, man? Keep it real. Before I get into anything, I'm an HV Sports rep. I'm not affiliated with anybody else. I can swing whatever I want. This is my page, my channel. These are my reviews. So I'm not out here selling a bat. However, it was 85, 88 degrees out here. Ball sitting in the sun, sounded like shit, feels like 320.
So if you want to see Big Man, look it up. Right now, that is the only review we have on YouTube, which is by Big Chef Softball, the Dennis Shrum. And we love having guys that that they go out there and they swing our bats, test our bats, and see how well they like them and how well they feel, and give their synopsis of the bat. So there's, no bias. He bought that bat. And I really like that. Just like David Velasquez, if you have not gone with senior bat reviews, I like what he does. He's straight, he's honest, but so nobody can kind of coerce him to say something. He just buys the bat, so nobody can kind of get him to say something different. So another thing I do want to show you, because this is something that people really got to be familiar here. There are so many scammers trying to take your cash. So this is something I got recently, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I call it BS. Okay. It says, alert, you have pending California deposit of $4,000 value created, which is not yet posted to your card due to restrictions on your EDD Bank of America account. All right. So you get, I got this text, okay? And I had to go to these people and find out all this crap, which I didn't want to do. And see, the whole thing about it, that it's a total scam, because a lot of people still, I guess, have Bank of America, but I don't have Bank of America. Okay. I don't have Bank of America. So for me, do I think it's a bunch of malarkey?
Sorry, folks, we're experiencing some.
It's a bunch of malarkey, in my opinion, because yeah, I don't have a Bank of America. So you guys got to be a little smart out there when you get those messages from them honeys or whatever saying love me, and you notice they got only like 7 people on their what's it called, friend list, and they're all mutuals, and also know the people. Like for me, I'm not a guy that's just gonna I mean, I have so many pending right now. I'm not a guy who just adds anybody that wants to come on. Sure, I got this platform that I talk softball and talk whatever I feel. But I get some people, like I've had people that just rob my Facebook friends. And next thing I know, they're trying to scam them, or they try to connect. Oh yeah, I know Leroy, you can trust me, and whatever. And so you got to be smart. I don't just let anybody come on, but I want to be having a guest. But before I go on, I have one last thing that I do love talking about, and it's movie night. The reason that I'm going on tonight and not my usual Friday at 7 o'clock is his daddy's got some big boy things to do tomorrow, which I'll share another day. And here's a little hint. This is the band that we listened to right off the bat, Cashed Out. Phenomenal band, great band. If you're looking for some fresh, new kind of white guy reggae, got to get that. But if you want the old school stuff, which I'll probably play for you a little while, is the Long Beach Dub All Stars, the newest album. Love the Long Beach Dub All Stars. If you miss Sublime, go there. So movies I do want to go. First is Nightcrawler. So this movie with Big O Jake is a good movie. I really like it. It's action-packed. And it's a story about a guy who's down on his luck trying to find a way to make money. And he becomes a Nightcrawler. What's a Nightcrawler? It's a guy that listens to the police scanners and stuff. And when they hear accidents or anything going on, they rush there with their cameras and they get the live footage. And when you get that footage, they sell it to a lot of the area news teams, which pay top dollar, up to $1,000, $5,000, depending what you got. And your First Amendment right allows you to videotape anything in public. So if there's an accident or something going down, you can film the police, you can film accidents. It's your First Amendment right, freedom of the press. And you don't need a press card, believe it or not. You could write on a piece of paper, press, and you say you're taking content for a story that you soon to put together, right? So that's what Nightcrawler is, filming accidents. Good movie. Another movie I really like, and I get mixed reviews, and this is a movie for the first time in a while that gave me a little jump, and it's called Crawl. It's about some crazy alligators. You have a big old flood going on in Florida, and you got alligators chasing people, and these guys are figuring it out. Yeah, it is, huh? And I really like Crawl. And this next one I want to show old school, and a lot of you probably don't know this, and if you're a school teacher and you want a fun way to teach the prohibition, but not quite with guns or alcohol, I'm sorry, is Bugsy Malone with Ralph Macchio. Look how old school this is. Look at this. Look what he looks like here. You can kind of see him in the front. But it's basically 12, 13-year-old kids acting like the mafia. You got Bugsy Malone. And basically they're shooting these mashed potato guns. Fun movie, kid movie, but adult will appreciate it. If you need a movie to watch with the kiddos or maybe in class, you got to watch this one. The Stranglers. Yes, sir, Mr. Punk Rock McGee. And the last movie I want to talk about, a great band. I love a lot more of the early stuff. If you ever heard of Joy Division, a long time ago, they came out a movie called Control. And he's supposed to be Ian Curtis right there from Joy Division. It's great. It's kind of like if you love the Doors movie, when they talk about Jim Morrison and how the Doors came about, you're going to love this. The reenactment, some of the life things. And the thing about that Ian Curtis had, they used to call it epileptic because he was so, and unfortunately he overdosed. He died at 23 or 24, but he did some crazy stuff, visual. It was the late 70 bands. After he passed away, this band, what's up, Stan? How you doing? This band right here turned into New Order. Okay. Once again, before I see if my tonight's guest is going to come on, I will be picking up bats this weekend, and I will be having them to sell. If you message me tonight, I will specifically pick up the bat you have, and I'll have it mailed to you by Monday. I'll be picking up some little Mexicans, one pieces, the 26, 27s, as well as the Dennis Shrum bat. So if you're interested, message me, know what size you want. If not, I'm not going to bring home 50 bats. I'm going to bring home probably about 6 or 7. and first come, first serve to sell them, or you can go to the website and wait till you see the new website. Pretty proud how awesome that looks, all right? So I'm going to see if I can get my man, Rodney Alamo Brown, doing great things out there in Richmond. Come on, Alamo. Hope we get that connection, huh, buddy? Whoa. I first met Alamo going to my first Black Worlds. It was actually called the Bassa, and I went in 2002 or 3, and this is when he was living in Hawaii. And I met him through my good pal Larry Price and Cali Gold, and it was a great experience. And the thing is, I made some really good friends, new people I met at this World. And I've always stayed in contact with this guy because he does great things. I almost want to say he's a very strong advocate for community members. I don't want to say quite equal rights. Try again, Alamo. See if you can come on. See if you can. Let me see if you can add yourself. Next thing, here he comes. I also have a little side gig where I do West Coast apparel. And if you're interested, I can make them for you. I will say that, you know, if you want a top-notch shirt to last you a whole season of hard course, then you want to go with Supreme Athletics, okay? Elite, Premier. If you want something for league, I'm your guy. Will these shirts last for a tournament season? Heck yeah. But sometimes the people durability, some jerseys are a little too thick and stuff. But these are pretty nice. Check it out. See how they're stretchy, wetchy? And my prices are beyond fair to a point that I'm like giving them away, huh? But here's the other one. We made this one for them. And Generosity Proc, a new West Coast legend. See if anyone can recognize what's the difference in it. So they went with 2 sets, and I appreciate it. So if you're interested in softball jerseys for league, maybe for a fun weekend tournament, usually I can get them back to you within 3 weeks or less. So you can reach out to me, and maybe we can do something. So I'm going to see if I can get Alamo out here right now. So, yeah, like I said, once again, we're going on Thursday night as a special. I also want to give, once again, a shout-out to Chris Lasaka. He's given me a couple of these for my students, as well as a big old monster that I have for the students. It's an NFL one, but they love this kind of stuff. I work with more high school-oriented kids, 14, 15, 16, 17. And, you know, a lot of the stuff I had, because I was doing more middle school, is more maybe towards the middle school. So things they really like are the, I've been getting them a lot of gift certificates and stuff. I want to thank the generosity of Joseph Proc, because I bought $100 of gift certificates by selling some donations that he actually gave me of used clothing and stuff were a little too big for our students or not quite with them. So I just kind of put them out there, and we sold it all, and about $100 worth of gift certificates. So we do want to thank Joseph Proc, but also I want to thank Chris Lasaka. If you're able to have help us out, that'd be awesome. You know, I have spring break coming. We got graduation. I'm always trying to make these guys really happy and put them in a different place, and you know, kind of give them that somewhat of a experience that they never had before. You know, like some of the clothing that Joseph Proc gave us, even that wonderful sweats he gave me, really went a long way with these students, because some of them didn't have those brands. You know, the Nike brand, the Polo brand, the Under Armour brand. So they were just, it was almost a couple of the students, we had to do a raffle to see who was going to get first dibs at picking something or second. You have, I sent you a request, Alamo, but I'm going to send you another request again. There you go. So I'm hoping to get my man, Rodney Alamo Brown. I call him Alamo. It was great to reconnect after having seen him for so many years at Twin Creeks. I can't remember exactly the tournament that we played, but it was good to see a big shooter. So I'm trying to add, hey, what's up, Dave? Once again, hey, since you're here, if I don't get Alamo on, I'm going to go to the next one. Okay? So I'm waiting to see if I can add my good man, Alamo. Also, another record I've been grooving. If you've never heard of SNFU, SNFU. This is a classic record. Nobody else wanted to play their first record, more hardcore punk. This one is a great record, and this one is called what? If you swear, you'll catch no fish. So don't swear when you go fishing. If you're having problems catching fish wherever you are, then don't swear, man. Because them fish know what you're thinking and what you're saying out there. Unfortunately, the invite didn't work. So next thing I do want to show, my man out there in Texas, David Velasquez, senior softball bat reviews is going big. And he's going to have like a membership, and part of the membership is he's going to branch off from bats. He's going to talk about supplements. He's going to talk about working out. And there's even things you can't even tell that I've been doing. But I feel great right now. As I shared, the first time in 15 years, I was under 200 pounds. And I was actually 197. But I'm thinking I'm keeping it steady right now, about between 198 and 202. Because you have your good eat days. And with the weather, I wasn't out to do my regular cardio. But what I do want to share is just keep it in that routine. If you also want to get an idea in regards to how much I weighed last year at the 40 Major Plus World, as well as the 50 Major Plus World, I was tilting about 207, 208. I played a league game this past Monday, and I do have... Right. I will say that I did feel a difference the other night league just running. I actually feel lighter, but the one thing I did lose is I'm trying to build back some of the muscle in my legs because it's kind of held me back. But I want to talk about that's a famous quote. So for me right now, I'm gonna be skipping through this. This one I particularly like this because he does mention this, but you know he's straight, he's honest, and this one it was just more updates, and since then he's added 3. So if you're yet to subscribe or like the pages of my man David Velasquez and Senior Softball, you're cheating yourself. And just like Mama Bernstein used to say, don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. So here's some things that Mr. Velasquez had to say, and we'll reiterate. Okay? I'm getting myself set it up. Booyah.
On what comes into play with this shit. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm already waiting this video. Can you stop talking about shade and bats? But what I see now is a movement. I see people starting to talk about it a little bit more, and that's a good thing. As long as we don't let it die. I think that's another thing by watching these message boards and stuff that a lot of people just want it to go away. Let's quit talking about it. No, let's not quit talking about it. When you're gonna bring it back up, if somebody gets really hurt, somebody gets hit in the eye or loses an eye, you know.
So what he's talking about is shade bats, and like it's kind of like one of those. I don't know if you want to call it a sacred cow, if you know that term, but it's one of those things where people don't talk about it, people don't bring it up, and to me, throughout the years, I think people didn't bring it up. I guess it's kind of like steroids. Okay, I'm proud to say that I never dominantly swing a shade bat. Have I swung a shade bat? Yes. In a tournament? Yes. When did I? When I knew for a fact the other team had them. I was playing the hot corner on that team. And I would tell myself, you know, then it wasn't regulated. So, you know, you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. And that was very sporadically, okay? The teams that we knew for a fact that had shade bats is the only time I swing them. Other than that, majority of the time, didn't swing them. And that was even that year that I swung it sporadically. We were on a bat sponsored team. And I'll say right now, it wasn't Classic Glass Easton, okay? But when I played with Classic Glass Easton, and we started swinging, we had the Mizunos, and then we went over to Easton. I swung a Synergy Plus, pretty much this bat. I swung a Synergy Plus, and I never had my bat shaved. And I put up a pretty good year, but I did not shave my bat. And people did have them shaved. I did 2 stints with Classic Glass. I played a couple years, then I went out to play with Bullies and some other teams, and then I got asked to go back and play with Tom, and I said, yeah, let's do it. I love the professionalism with Classic Glass, as well as with the shave bat thing. And I was 2008, and I did not swing a shaved bat that year at all. Not once that year. And had a great year. We did very well. We took second at the Washington Major, all tourney, all that. You know what I'm saying? Didn't swing it. But sometimes it makes me wonder, if I would have swung a shaved bat, I guess it's kind of the sense right now with me swinging a senior bat. I think senior bats could be comparable to 220 bats in U-Trip. But I will tell you, when the bat broke it in, monster. So maybe I should have swung a shaved bat, because then I probably would have made that level where all these other guys were going. I stayed at B, and everyone started going to A and AA. So I guess maybe that's my fault. So I'm going to see if Alamo's get himself back on. Okay. So I'm going to go back right here, and while we're hoping I can get him on, see some more Dave Velasquez senior softball bat reviews, March news updates. So if you haven't subscribed or liked his page, please do. You pick and choose when you swung a shaved bat. You talking about me, or are you talking about play? I knew for a fact many players swing it. They got, well, we used to call it shaved bat dependencies. Okay. It was a shaved bat dependency. Just like those guys are. This bat hot. I need the hottest bat. Need the hottest ones.
Our government really works about doing this. You don't really talk about it until it actually happens. Or it happens like 2 or 3 times. But I want it to be fixed now. I'm one of those guys who I'm going to wait for a couple of people who's an eye, or even a life to actually start talking. So I bring it up every month. One thing I want to ask too, I was in Florida. I was in Florida playing. I loved it. It was freaking awesome. Got to talk to a lot of great people, a lot of fans that I did not know that we had that big of a reach and that big of an impact on people. And I was blown away by the support that we got, by doing.
Yeah, like I said, he's in Florida. This guy is well known, and he started as simple as just doing his thing. And now, I mean, this video you're watching got well over 2,000 views. I don't know how many subscribers he has, but like I said, very informative, very straight shooter, covers a lot of things, not just softball, covers, not just softball, bats, health, and etc. So there's some other things along the line here that he covers. And I'm just giving you kind of a little jump around here. You got to go see it yourself. And there's a lot of other stuff with great content. Alamo, what I would try to do is try to invite yourself on. Go down where you invite yourself, where you have the little pawn, and click on it and see if it'll let you come on. So Joshua says, hard to understand how guys would only do it against certain teams. Seems like you do or don't. To me, if you cheat, you cheat. Yeah, no, I agree you cheat. But, the thing is for me, the attitude I had, and I still think now, like directors, I mean, how, it's like I was checking out rosters this weekend, and I see a team playing AAA, and there's a player on a AAA roster that the last team he played in 2016 was Bay Area Legends. I'm over 50, and they won't even let me play D softball in NorCal, USSSA. But USSSA, with their them, will say, hey, you played with the Bay Area Legends in 2016? No problem, no problem. You can play AAA. Why? Because you're new to senior softball. Come on, man. People, we have control. And don't lose control, because when you do this, you lose control. Voice your opinions. Those death threats when people say, hey, if you don't do this or do that, we're going to not go to your tournaments. Do it. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. I think I like the idea for the most part, unless you have no history. You should, at senior softball, you should start at the 40. You should start as a major player right off the bat, unless you're currently playing conference ball, or to me, and this is what I do like about AWS and JZS will say, if you play on a current C team or higher over 40, you're major plus. Some places say, oh, you should be conference. Hell no. If you're a conference player over 40, obviously you're major plus. But if you're playing on a C team, I'm major plus right now. And I'm a C plus. I'm basically like a B player still. I'm a C plus, and I play major plus. So there you go. There's your rationale. you Triple SA, if you can make me at 50 years old not allowed to play D-ball, then you should be able to have anybody that's over 40 on a C roster be major plus. If you're on a D roster, then you should be major. Heck, I still think if you're over 40 playing with the kids, even in E, I think you should at least be major, my opinion. So here's into some more of David Velasquez. Here you go.
I hear that USSSA is changing.
Yeah, they
And I
are.
really don't have the gist of what they're doing in senior ball. Something about charging back companies that are charging all this, those other things that they're actually added on. But then again, SSUSA is going up on a lot of the prices too, and I see that memo, whatever they're talking. And I can understand this. And another thing, this is one of those years. This is just me. This is one of those years.
So what's he saying there? You guys say, oh, they're all about the money. They're all about the money. SSUSA, out of all the out of the organizations, there's only two. Thank you, JZ. That's why you're going to start leading the pack here. SSUSA senior softball, which I consider the elite right now because they have the biggest draw in all their world tournaments. Okay, but the thing with them, they don't play every weekend. It's a schedule. Like if you're a team on the West Coast, like myself, you only have like maybe 8 different events that you can attend. Okay, plus you get a 5-game guarantee, and that's why you get a 5-game guarantee. Because senior softball, they weren't having tournaments every weekend, so people want to get their games and stuff, so they threw 5 games. And honestly, I like the 5 games. The Fat Boys Prestige, we're going back to Vegas. We'll be out there, and we're going to be starting Friday. And I wouldn't want it any other way. Going to Rock and Reno, Friday. Wouldn't want it any other way. Actually, I'm not, okay? That's what I like. That's the whole spirit of senior softball. Because, all these other organizations have a tournament every day, and they're one-day tournaments. But if you're going to play SSUSA, you are playing the elite. They're the most strictest. You come into their organization, you come in as a major player. So Josh, again, says, it's sad that so many guys. Well, I can't totally read it. But I will tell you something, Joshua. I know there's a lot of – I'm willing to bet right now that you have some well-known, big-name softball players probably even have a signature bat are shaving their senior bat. I'm willing to bet money right now. I would take if someone said, I'll bet you that there's no well-known name players not swinging a shaved senior bat right now, I would take that bet in a heartbeat, man. Because think about it. How many people are out there are swinging live, and not once do you see them rip the bat out of the wrapper? You can see what I do with my bats out of the wrapper, or the other bats I swing out of a wrapper. If you go to YouTube, I have a couple that I pop the wrapper off with an Onyx and a Proton. If you go down some of my older speeds, you see me pulling out some Suncoast bats, okay? But I do it. Other things I do because I really want to show is this, okay? With California bat companies, it's even crazy. The first time we ever heard it, someone sent us something cracked here, and I'm going to give you some history. Because some of these bat shavers, they wanted to make their, the caps feel good and not look chewed. Because in the old days, when they used to shave bats, they used to put this in boiling hot water to loosen this up. Then they'd put this in a vise, and they would squeeze the cap and then put a screwdriver right in here and pop it. So the first indication you knew if somebody shaved the bat was this was altered. You could tell the difference. You could see someone. And then they got better, and what they started doing is popping this cap out, drilling a hole. And then what they did is they had a long thing. After they had this in the hot water, they would loosen up the glue and stuff inside, and they would literally just start pounding downward where the cap slowly but surely started coming out, and they pop it. Now, if you look on eBay, you can actually buy caps. If one thing with us, we want to make sure there's nobody out there that can buy our caps. Does it hurt us selling our bats? I don't know, but we can see. So Jay says, Leroy, let me ask you a question. Do you think your opinion, anyone on my JK Inc. Swings a shaved senior bat? No, I don't. I don't at all. I think I with your players, Jay, I played against a lot of your players for so many years, men's and 40s, and I pretty much seen what they do, and I know what they can do. So that's me. Does it mean I'm right, authentic? That's to the beholder. You know what I mean? But a lot of a lot of things with the players that you have, they're professionals. They do their business, they do their work, they do what they need to do. So that's it. That's the way I look at it, you know. I mean, throughout my years playing men's, never really heard it in seniors because it wasn't big. But when I was playing men's, there was times people would think my bat was shaved. Especially, I'll tell you, the one bat they always suspected shaved is when I had this bat. And this was my BP bat when I went back in Classic Glass because I was still swinging the Synergy Pluses. But this was the bat I just swung religiously. And one day, I was just using this. I go, you know what I'm used to? It was fun. And I was playing Twin Creeks, and I guess it popped. And this bat got crazy. And people say, oh, backside bomb hitting a home run. I go, just because I go line to line and I'm not looking to hit a home run doesn't mean I can't hit a home run. You know, I did play Division II baseball. You know, I did hit one out of San Jose Muni Stadium. So I can hit home runs, but just because you don't see me doing it doesn't mean I can't. And occasionally I'll hit a UFO. But that's pretty much it. So going back to Dave Velasquez, well, here's an interesting one for you too, Jay. Is we know, and they're pretty open. We know somebody who makes money shaving bats, and they started saying, we've had a couple of your bats starting to come through, your little Mexicans and other things. So I'm curious to know. I didn't ask. Well, it wasn't me having the conversation with the guy who's doing the bats, but he did share with me, or you know, my if you're familiar with All the President's Men and Watergate, he did share my informant that a couple of our bats they're starting to see come in to get shaved. He says he's had Suncoast come in to get the primary of the bats. He says he comes through are Easton's, Dudley's, Suncoast. Those three right there he sees. He hasn't really seen too many Onyxes because obviously Onyx, they're really hot out of the wrapper. But he said he hasn't seen too many Onyx. Oh, he said he has also seen some Eastons. Okay. But he hasn't really seen the Onyx bat. And a lot of guys that play with JK swing Onyx bats, right? So that's another thing. To me, I don't feel what I like about senior softball. I thought it got rid of the shade bat thing, and for a long time it did because, like I said, the shade bat that I swung was a Worth. It was a Worth Mayhem, not the Booger, but the year after Booger, that light teal blue with the black. That's the one I did swing, and when that bat was hot compared it to my Dudley hot, it felt the same way. So that's why I don't understand why people are shaving their senior bats unless they're trying to compete at a higher level than they should. I don't know. So Josh says, what do California bats test at in the it depends. The hottest ones coming out of the wrapper, the Q-tipper, the Cerna Strong, the Sizzle Stick, they were testing at 200. Mine were testing anywhere from 225 to 240. I didn't want mine to test. My bat, if you not familiar, Josh, is I wanted, what's up, Q? My bat, I wanted it for the guy who wanted to take a couple rounds of BP before he actually brought it into a game. Where some people want their bat hot out of the wrapper, and I respect that. And I think that's the cool thing with senior softball. But if you're going to be buying those bats, like that one of the most recent Alan Tanner's hot out of the wrapper, but, you know, talking to people about that bat, they had to compete with Onyx and Proton. They were hot, crazy bats out of the wrapper. So these bats were busting at 100, 150 swings. I don't know how many swings you get out of that once it breaks in, but you were buying basically a bat that was broken in. Handle with care. So Jay says, 2 guys swing Onyx on my team. Nick Price and Pilar, and they both just got their own. Oh, really? Well, congrats. I knew Nick was coming around. Congratulations to Pilar. Pilar's done a lot of things. Very quiet guy. He's the kind of guy, kind of like Nick, but I consider Pilar a little quieter. They just lets his play talk, playing the infield and batting in the 4-hole, and he just lets his play speak for you. But here's my question to you, Jay. Do you think anybody on your team swings a shade bat? Do you think people playing senior softball swing a senior bat? I'll tell you, last year, we played a prominent team that we were handling them pretty good. And when it came to the 4th or 5th inning, I started telling my teammates, hey, man, don't the balls sound a little different? Aren't we getting – I was playing left field, so when you square up a ball weird with a really broken in bat, a crack bat or something, it knuckles. And we were getting a lot of knuckleballs. And I started saying, I go, are you guys not hearing that? Huh? Because some guy gets on too. I pay really close attention to detail. And I will say that team, a couple times I heard it, it sound different. But I didn't pay close attention if they're pulling some other things out of their bat bags or not. So I don't know. That's good. I think so. It's like I said, you got quite a group of professionals there, so I don't think they would have to do it. And like I said, a lot of them are swinging top bats out there. I mean, I've given many kudos. I think JB's bat, and I told him, I think this is out of most of the Micans out there. I told people, and I said it recently, you would not go wrong. I told many people when they're looking for a bat, I go buy yourself the second edition. This is the first edition when they came out with the white Johnny Bailey. I told people, go buy that. I actually sold it many for Stacey Darden when he sent me a couple of those to swing live. Great bat, phenomenal bat. Okay. So, yeah. So, good topics. I still got some cool stuff here to talk about. Okay. Josh, thanks for the answer, bro. Every Suncoast bat I checked is at 200. Love to try your sticks. Yeah, I would say if you like a Suncoast, swing the Dennis Strum bat right now. I think the Dennis Strum is going to overtake us because I swing that bat and it has a really good feel. I love my bat, and I'm not going to switch from the bat that I helped design. But the 2023 Little Mexican, which we're going to be perfecting, hopefully get out before Senior Worlds, I'm thinking about August timeline, will have a similar feel. Well, it's going to have the same feel, but it's just some of the outside materials that we're going to add to it to make it durable and stay hotter a lot longer. What's up, Mickey? So some other things here that I do have to share is, as I'm saying with David Velasquez, is that he's going to be going a 2000. Let me show you right here. He's going to be going to his own membership.
And Ken Vandergaard will tell you this too. Is the viewership, when we talked about this, the viewership went through the roof because a lot of seniors out there did not want to get out. So what they would do, they entertain themselves, they would watch all the videos. A lot of you guys noticed, a lot of bat review videos went through the roof. A lot of guys out there doing bat reviews because there's a lot of information out there that they can actually give out. And I think what I was doing in this membership was actually to take off. And it's actually what you're doing, supporting my channel. So you're supporting the gear, you're supporting the phones, you're supporting the laptop, you're supporting the places I have to drive, to travel.
So if you were to join a membership with David Velasquez, he's not doing it to add an extra room to his house or make a truck payment. It's just to make what he does so much better. I mean, there comes a time, hopefully, and I had many people telling me I need to go to YouTube, better my equipment and stuff. What's up, Mickey? Good to see you, hear from you. I want to get out to Arizona. The California Backcountry, we're hoping to get out there. If we don't take a team, there's probably 2 or 3 of us we want to go down there and actually jump on a team and play. Maybe you can make a team, Mickey, which I'm sure you have teams out there, but maybe you can make a team and maybe we can do a couple California guys and stuff and go play a 40 tournament out there and, bring our bats. That's kind of what we want to do. But as I said, Dave Velasquez and people like me, they said I should do the YouTube. I should get a better phone. I have a GoPro, but I'm stupid. I don't know how to use the damn thing yet. And what I could easily do is, I need to put the app here to get it to use, which I don't know what to do. What's up, Bart? How you doing, big guy? Hope to see you soon. But sure. So that's what Dave Velasquez. There's another little thing, and he goes about it. I mean, Dave, Dave's great. He's straight honest. I think I've only talked to the guy one time in public, and that was out of Utah. And that's when I just started the Chihuahua show. But we've had more conversations on the phone and through Messenger as well as our interview, which I'm going to have to get Homeboy back on there because we can just chat. Just like I can with Mark DiChico out of Arizona. We can just go. I do want to share that I'm lining up I'm going to have Steele Lewis. His job right now in Canada with the rain and the floods, he told me he's going to be busy, and I was hoping to get Steele Lewis out this week. But he wants to come on, promote their new bats and stuff, as well as getting a Jason Branch, which has a lot to say. And he told me, yeah, let's do it. Let's go on. So I'm hoping to get those two guys probably before March ends. I'm going to get both Branch and Steele Lewis on here. So here's another thing right here for my man Dave Velasquez.
I really don't want to do that because I think you guys would benefit more to this for us. 3 bat companies out there that have stormed the market. California Bat Company, they have a couple of new bats coming out. And I kind of go everywhere since I already got into this. California Bat Company, they got a couple more. What I like about them is the changing shit. They hit the first run was good, they want to make it better. So they did some tweaks to the bat. I'm going to get a couple of those bats. I'm getting Leroy's bat, the new one, that he coming out with. And Dennis Schrum has came out with a bat, and I want to get that bat from him too. Short porch. I talked to those guys in Florida. Very nice guys. Talked to them for
So once again, I have to say that first I do want to talk about my man Dennis Schrum. If you don't know who Dennis Schrum is, I mean, you know, he played for his mom. You know, he played a lot of big teams, won some worlds, did some great things, and he's pretty much, you know, I did make a list of some of the monster UFO, like my top 5 UFO guys in Northern California that I played with. And 2 of the guys that I have on my little list, and I was thinking, can I put them on there or not? And I said, yeah, why not? Because one's in Texas and one's in Nevada. But their roots stem from California. If you didn't know Dennis Schrum, he's the Madera Masher, and he will always correct me. Because I always remember it's with the name. I always say Merced. He's like, it's Madera. All right, Dennis, let's do it, big man. Let's go. And another guy who hits the 500-plus foot shots is Derek Williams. I have to say that those 2 guys, some of the most proven home run hitters that I ever played with, as well as when you need a big home run, rarely hit the thing with those 2 guys. Some other guys that I will say that hit major UFOs, I played with them on Prestige, is Johnny Johnson, who currently right now, to my understanding, is playing with Supreme Athletics. Johnny Johnson hit some balls close to 500 feet. He went out in Vegas, and there was somewhere else we played that we measured it, and I think it was 515 feet. And if you go to, I can't remember the field by the school, but we measured these balls. And Johnny Johnson, I used to have fun with Johnny Johnson. You know, Johnny Johnson hit a 450-foot shot. And then maybe in the game, I hit a 350-foot shot. And I tell everybody, hey, my balls look like Johnny's going over the fence. They're just 100 feet shorter. You know, Johnny just does this, and they just go and go and go and go, and they come down. I go, mine do that kind of. They get to that point plateau, but they don't go the distance. But they look the same. They're both the same height. And they look like they're doing the same thing, but Johnny just keeps going another 100, 150 feet, just like Dennis Schrum's. Derek Williams, same thing. I used to say that. It was pretty funny. But besides Johnny Johnson, there's another guy that I actually first got to know and watch him hit some ballistic balls. He also plays with Supreme, and I hope I said his name if I remember. It's Elvis. Elvis hit some monsters, and I've had a couple of light conversations. Big guy, intimidating guy, masher kind of guy. But what I like is his demeanor talking to him. Humble, what's up, bro, and this and that. I like guys like that. That's Elvis. Another guy I want to give a shout out. I don't know if he counts, but I'm just going to say it because I've had an opportunity to play against him and play with them and watch him play. Is out in Fresno. Is Russ, who plays with KJE, and also been kind of jumping around with another team, which I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But Russ is a guy. First time I met Russ was playing in unlimited home runs out in Paso Robles. And you've seen a picture, you know, there was Dirty was on the team, Isaac, myself, Russ, Cliff Williamson. We had all these guys on that team. And I saw Russ, I was like, holy mackerel. And then seeing him in senior softball, Russ can hit the ball a ton, man. But what I've liked seeing him just recently is that he's actually, you know, playing the game a little bit more. You know, I mean, most of the teams I've seen him play, he was the big guy and he needed to hit the big bomb. But now some of the teams, it's all in the Challenge Cup, he's actually been playing the game more. And I think that's going to raise his stock because anybody, I mean, a lot of people can hit the ball 400, 450 plus. It's just doing the right things. Another masher that I've seen him hit some of the furthest balls I've ever witnessed is the Rev Duratio. I remember playing with the Junkies at Worlds. He hit a ball out there, dead center, 500 plus, easy. And when you see a 500 plus foot home run, you're literally doing this. Okay? Because I think you see the 350s, the 400 at an abundance. But like I said, when you see 500, you know it's 500, man. I mean, Schrum, watching some of the live feeds that he hit with the enforcer bat out there in Texas for the North versus South, 500. Hit a couple 500-foot shots, man. Josh, yeah, Mike Brambilla. Well, I mean, for me, I'm just talking more the NorCal kind of guys. But, you know, Mike Brambilla, I've seen him hit, playing with some of the conference teams as well, playing against them in 40s, seen him hit some balls really far. Just like I saw, some of these names just kind of, but those are some of the big boppers. So next thing I do kind of want to get into and talk to you a little bit, because, the thing is when you message stuff, when you text a buddy or you send something in Messenger, let alone post something on Facebook, sometimes it doesn't quite come out the way you want it to come out, right? Or people misinterpret it, and who knows? Maybe it's a personality, one personality with another personality. We interpret things differently. Okay, first off, if you don't know me, I'm not a shit talker, but I am honest. But I don't talk shit. To me, when people talk shit, they make up shit. They lie. It's bullshit. I don't lie. But I don't talk bullshit either. Okay. But I'm honest. I'm a fan. I like to see people do good. I don't hate on people. Like, I don't want to see them do good. I congratulate. I give kudos, and kudos are warranted, etc. I love the game. Love being around the game. And I always tell people, don't burn bridges, because you never know when you want to cross that bridge. And when it comes to staying in this game and stuff, don't burn bridges, because you never know if you might want to play here, play there, play here, play there. And if you're not, but you feel you're qualified to, then maybe it's a personality difference or some other thing. Because in my heart, I know what I've done for the last 25 years playing sloping softball, whether it's men's or senior softball. But next thing I do want to share, North versus South. I want to congratulate JK, two-time winners of that tournament. Great roster. It was incredible in a sense watching Great Cannell swing for them, because that was the most impressive hitting with straight home runs that I've ever seen as a DHH. And I think I should define, I'll go back. First off, while I'm there, for those of you who run teams and you got the DHH, let me explain something. Your DHH should be the first or second batter. Don't put them in the 4-hole. And I'm going to explain something I saw. And maybe you can say this, Jay Hill. If I want to say Jody Higginbotham was the DHH for RCM. They had JK on the ropes, and they could have walked him off if they could have got to their DHH. He was batting fourth. The last out of the game, or they were tied, was the third batter. Jody Higginbotham is another big bopper. Pretty much most of the home run derbies that I was at in Texas, he won them. Some won $1,000 pop, $500. He won them all. That's the guy you want batting in the open inning to win a game. 2 outs, and you don't get to him. You don't put your DHH fourth. Put him first or second, okay? And then, yeah, it's good to have a power hitter, but remember, if the guy walks, goes by. But DHH, defense, if the guy's a dead pull hitter, plays ass pull. Here's another scenario. When we're playing the DHH guy was a dead pull hitter stuff, and I was playing second base, and we're playing 5-man. We had 3 guys on this side, and I was literally up the middle, closer to second base side, deep. So this guy showing some skill, bump to the right. My guy's like, you can't make it that easy. You got a base hit. He didn't hit a home run, right? So he's up. Next batter hits a fly ball. The DHA tags up, goes to second base. And I go to him. He goes, man, you can't make it that easy for me. I go, bro, I'd rather you do that than hit a home run. Solo's a run. I don't care. You're the DHH. You doing that, you're on base though. 1 out. Next guy hits it to me, grounds out, playing 5, throw him out. 2 outs. Next guy lines out to our pitcher, boom, 3 outs. And the guy looks at me and he goes, you know what? That was a good strategy. I probably should have hit the ball out because I'm stranded on base. And I said, exactly. There's nothing wrong of playing the DHH strength where he's looking to hit the ball. And not all DHH guys, not all home run hitters are dead pull. For some reason, that's a thinking man part of the game. Track it with the book. If homeboy's hitting bombs at center field, why the hell are you playing pull? Everybody instantly thinks guys that are in DHH hitting the home run are going to pull the ball. Play their strengths. If you know the guy's dead gap-to-gap power, then you want to pull him the ball for a home run because he's probably going to roll it over or pop it up. And then you kind of tighten him up a little bit because you're pinching the middle if he doesn't miss. Amazes me, okay? Thinking man softball. Thinking man softball. You got a guy doing the book. The guys that DH hitting the home runs know where they're at, so you play it. So, you know what I mean? Give him the easy single. Even if there's 2 guys on base, give him the easy single. Who cares? You know? Because most DHH guys think they have to hit a home run. My opinion, if your DHH goes 4 for 4 with no home runs, he did his job. He didn't make it out. If your DHH hits 1 home run, goes 1,000, he did his job. He goes 2 for 4. 2 home runs, I'd rather have a 4 for 4 or 3 for 4 than 2 for 4. Or 1 for 4 with 1 bomb. What do you think? All right. So going back to what I was saying, things I have shared numerous times, and I'll still say it in your face. And to me, I say this, and sometimes it's misinterpreted. But the reason I say this is because I'm trying to build up Major Plus softball. I've made comments saying you do not need you don't need to have a team full of conference players to be successful and win. What I should have said was before that saying, I'm not saying don't pick up a guy who's over 40 playing conference. I'm telling teams out there to compete that you don't need a team full of conference players. Sure, does the conference player 1, 2, or 3 help your team out? Yeah, of course they are. They're playing competitive at the highest level against guys, you know, some 10, 15 years their age, maybe half their age, okay? But sometimes people think, like, differently. You know, we had a team with, and how many times I said it, with Mike Dill win Major Plus Worlds the year before, which they dumped our prestige team. And they won that game with 1 conference player who was over 50 years old. Last year, Suncoast, I know they had a handful of conference guys, but the point I'm trying to say, don't think if I don't have conference players that I have no chance playing Major Plus softball. That's baloney. If you're keeping yourself, if you're keeping yourself fit, you're doing your work, we're all using the same bat, but the equalizer in senior softball is the 7-run inning. It's not like a team go up and put up a 19 spot and put you behind. Or, you know, you putting that egg up and hitting the 7 plus hitting the home runs plus the equipment's going to make it work. So what I'm trying to say to people out there is you don't need a bunch of conference players to do well at Major Plus. Can it help? Sure. That's what it's basically picking that personnel. I mean, some of the couple guys on the JK team, the lefty infielder, outfielder, I'm very impressed with his game. Seen him pull some balls for bombs, thinking he was just a base hitter. Really complete package, plus he's got the speed and he's got a great glove. I don't know if he played conference or not. I don't really know the guy. I said, hey, what's up? Just a mutual respect as being competitors against one another. But I look at him, I said, man, he's got some really good game. He's kind of like those unforgotten heroes on those great Major Plus teams that people don't overlook, but they're like the mailman through rain, sleet, or snow. They're going to perform for you, and they're going to be there, you know, whether they're under the weather or not. Those are those players, man. Okay? Man. Holy mackerel. You know, another topic I do got to have, but I'm going to get going, is the Middle War. I really want to have a conversation on here about the Middle War. Sorry, guys. I'm going to be coming off. I got 30 of you on here. I appreciate it. Once again, if you're looking for some jerseys and stuff, you can hit me up. I got some pretty good things going on. And here's the same one. They just went to different type of colors. And these are you'll see these hopefully. If anybody's playing in Pleasanton that's out in Sacramento tomorrow, please connect with me. because I have some jerseys I need to get out there. Actually, these guys. I'm trying to figure it out. But doing that this weekend, I will have some senior softball bats. I'll have the second batch data bird little Mexican one pieces, as well as the Dennis Drum Enforcer. Sunday, I'm hoping to hit on a baseball field, rip both bats right out of the wrapper, and see what kind of damage I can do with those bats right out of the wrapper. Okay? What's up, Nike? I hope everything's good for you and everything out there, my friend. But we're heading out. Give me love, baby. Give me love.